Going on? Cool. Welcome, everyone, for coming and parting ways with your hard-earned cash. We will do mostly responsible things with it. Mostly. We got jokes, we got music, and we don't have a liquor license, so you probably, hopefully, brought your own libations. So first of all, if you guys saw the page or read whatever's going on, you saw that I was actually on that poster. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce myself. What's going on? Alright, anyway. So, I'd like to open up with a topical joke about Groundhog Day. First of all, lovely bouquet of roses and whatnot going on. Festive, right? Groundhog Day, though, I had to write down the quote because I just thought it was the most ridiculous thing. I was reading an article in The Guardian, and this is an actual quote from a publishing house, whatever it is. The handlers of Punxsutawney Phil, or however you say it. Punxsutawney, that's the one. Phil said that the handlers of Punxsutawney Phil said the furry rodent has predicted 6 more weeks of winter after seeing its shadow. That statement out of context sounds absolutely insane. We rely on a furry rodent to tell us how much more winter's coming. That's why aliens haven't come, because we're not intelligent life. Okay, so one of the things I kind of deal with on a day-to-day basis is anxiety. As you can tell, I'm looking at the floor or at the ceiling. But with anxiety comes kind of a hyper-awareness of your surroundings and like what's going on, because everything's a threat. So I live not too far actually from here, and I like to frequent the Safeway on 33rd Street. And some of the things that happen in that store are odd. So I was standing in, let's say, the pop aisle, and I look over. There's a floral section in the Safeway, and there's these nice bamboo potted plants. And the lady was looking at it and checking it out, looking to see what's going on, and drops it. Glass, rocks everywhere, bamboo plant everywhere, and I look over, but then obviously I look away because I don't want her to see me looking at her, because that's weird. So I look away, and then I kind of like peek over my shoulder, and she was looking around, looked around, no one looking, picked up a different one, walked away. Alright. Also saw a grown man just crying, looking at Cheerios. That was a little strange. I don't know what that was about. And then probably the strangest thing that happened in that Safeway was I was in that probably same pop aisle. I don't know, maybe I was in the spice aisle, maybe, sure. And so this woman walks in with a cart full of like milk, cheese, eggs, you name it, basically all refrigerated items. I think she was specifically doing this to mess with people, but she took all those items, put them on the floor, and then just walked away. Like, people just do that in this store. I don't know. And then the chocolate bar thing. So I walked into the Safeway, and the first thing I see is this man running like past the tills, and he's giving her, and there's this very, very, very large security guard behind him, not catching. Trying to chase, but can't. I don't know, maybe the robber didn't tie his shoes or something, but he tripped, and he had about 30 chocolate bars in his jacket, so they just kind of like flew all over the floor, arrows and Kit Kats, you name it. I kind of wanted one, but, you know, they were his, clearly. Okay, so something a little different. When I was about 13 or 14, I did a road trip through America with my mom. And first of all, I don't think she really wanted to take me, but she couldn't find anybody to deal with me, so I came along. And for one of the first places we stopped, it was snowing really hard. We got to this place called, I had to write it down, Chugwater, Wyoming. It's a real place, you can look it up. I had to. So there's a sign for like a hotel, there's a sign for a gas station, a sign for a restaurant, whatever. So we're looking around this town, there's no hotel, there's no nothing. So we find these people, and they led us to the town priest. And I'm not particularly religious, but I'm kind of against sleeping in my car in a snow blizzard, so I'll take help. And so the priest let us sleep in the church overnight. And something you shouldn't let a 13-year-old do is be alone in a church at night, because you can get into everything. I may or may not have stolen powdered donuts from the church. It was only 2. There was 4 left. It's fine. And then I got into, I don't know what the name is, but you know, like where you sit, like the congregation area, maybe that's what it's called. And so I look in the back, and there's like, you know, from like football games, there's those Gatorade jugs. Well, there's one of those, and there's masking tape on it, and in Sharpie, it's written holy water. So I gotta try it, right? It's really stale. Holy water is stale. That's the joke. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so basically, yeah, so the point of this road trip was to go to everyone's favorite tourist trap in America, Oklahoma City. So, I don't know, my mom picked this location. But on the way, we didn't know all the local radio stations. We were driving through too fast to really, like, catch anything. And this was when I was 13, so this was, like, probably 30 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago. This was before, you know, all our phones had, like, GPS and all that goodness, so I did this with paper maps. Yeah, that's how old I am. And, but we had CDs. Well, we had one CD. One CD that worked, and it's 11 songs, and it's Rascal Flatts. Me and My Gang. It came out in 2006. I listened to their cover of Life is a Highway. And I did the math. I have to, one sec. Okay, so each song I listened to 40 times. 40 times of Me and My Gang. 40 times of Ellsworth, Kansas. I can keep listing them off. Like, I don't have them written down. That's just from memory. I could just sing them off right now if I wanted to, but I won't. It's not my thing. And, okay, so probably my last favorite story from this trip is, we were in a small town in Kansas, Salina, Kansas. Don't know if you've ever been there. It's not worth it. We were in this little hotel, and I was young and I wanted to swim or whatever. So we went to the pool, and I saw the most beautiful girl. And her sister. So we're swimming along, having a great time, and my mom was single and talking with their mom, who was also single, and they were having a great time, and everything's going great. And I decide, I'm going to be with this girl forever. Like, this is the one. I found her at 14. How lucky. So we're talking it up, and then my mom comes over, and she's like, we gotta go. We gotta get some sleep. We're still gonna drive tomorrow. So I kind of leaned in real close, because I didn't want to hear, I didn't want to hear the girl to hear me, but I leaned in real close. Mom, gotta work my magic. I still don't have magic. 14-year-old me did not have magic. And then, okay, so this is a little something actually. I've had some free time lately, and I've been working on this a lot. And okay, so bird calls. I know it sounds weird. I know it's a little strange, but just bear with me, okay? I've been practicing a lot on this, and I think you guys would really, appreciate it. So, the first bird that I would like to do, the bird call I would like to do, is the Great American Crow. That goes a little something like, Sorry, I should have warned you guys. Birds are really loud. Also, okay, so that's the only one I have written down, but if anyone suggests any kind of bird, like, anything, bald eagle? Awesome, okay.
Oh, no.
Sorry, I already got one. Are pigeons even real? They're just flying rats. Bald eagle? Okay. Okay. Sorry, that was dumb. So this has been the somewhat comedy start to your show tonight. Thank you. I only looked down the whole time. But next up, we have a fantastic local artist. She has an amazing Instagram. She probably better than anyone I know knows her way around a ukulele. You can find her music on SoundCloud and Bandcamp under Toria